Hi, folks. We are back with New Texas Podcast, second episode today, with very important guests, right?
Yes, definitely.
Introduce them, please.
First, we have here Tiago and
Hey
Luiza.
guys.
Hello.
Yeah, we have to introduce ourselves too.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
go ahead.
So,
Who are you?
I'm Rafael, right? I'm teacher Rafael. This is my friend.
Stephan, also a teacher.
Yeah.
GT English.
We are hosts and co-hosts here. It's nice to say because we think that they watched the last episode, but we don't know.
Yeah, it's only the second episode, so
Yeah.
it's still new for everyone. That's true.
Great. So, talk about you, Tiago. Who
Hey
are
guys.
you, my friend?
Yeah, we've been together for a couple of years now,
Yeah.
since the pandemic hit, right?
It is.
Yeah, I've been teaching with GT English, and well, I've been a teacher for over 15 years, so I really like talking to students. I really like getting to know them, and mostly I teach more advanced students, right? So we usually talk a lot about current events, business. I really like talking about business. So a lot of my students, they are in the business, yeah. They are into business, and they are working in finance or in investment companies,
Real estate.
real estate, yeah. So we talk a lot about the outlook for the country, for the economy, which is really not something that everybody likes to talk about.
Sure.
But if you are an investor, you should know a little bit about it, right?
You don't really have a choice. You have to.
Yeah,
talk about
you
it.
have to talk about it. You have to at least know a little bit about it. Yeah, imagine you've got like a 500,000 reais invested, and you don't even know what's happening in the economy.
You're probably gonna lose it.
Yeah, you're probably gonna, or at least you're not gonna make as much as you, as much as you would like.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you might make less. You might get less returns from your investment than you would in another form of investment or another thing. And imagine that that money is below inflation. It means that next year you cannot buy the same car that you'd buy this year. So even if you are investing your money, it might so happen that you are investing and you're not seeing the returns come.
Yeah.
You're actually losing money.
Yeah.
Yeah, inflation means that you're losing money.
Yeah. And it does happen, right?
And it does happen, yeah. Long gone are the times when our parents and our great grandparents, they used to keep money under the mattress. Yeah.
It was the safest sort of banking
The
that existed.
safest bank. Yeah, they didn't trust the banks. Not that we should trust the banks. But
We should not trust them, but
Yeah,
we have
but-
to. We kind of have to. Great. And you, Anna?
Well, I've been a teacher for 7 years now. This year is my 7th anniversary as a teacher.
Nice.
And I've been in GT English for, I think this is my, well, I think it's been 1.5 years,
Yeah,
I guess.
probably. Almost sure.
Almost 2 years?
Yeah.
Almost 2 years, yes.
Yeah.
But unlike Tiago, I have, a long list of basic students.
Yes, and you like it,
I
right?
like teaching basics. It's not that I don't like teaching
Because you're such a
advanced.
nice person, you
Oh,
know,
I
that's
am a
why.
great person.
oh yeah,
She is, you know. She's
I'm
a
so
great
sweet.
she's cute.
kind of person. She is. She's
Yeah.
amazing.
No, but the thing
know.
is that I think, especially teaching adults, I think you need to have a special treatment.
You do.
Because normally adults come from some sort of trauma in their lives with English, and they are like, okay, this is my last time trying this. So most of them come to me like this, like, Anna, this is my last try. Okay, if it doesn't work, it will never
Yeah,
work.
it's
So
true.
goodbye. And so I like this. I like working in this psychological part of the student. So I don't talk about investments. I talk about verb to be, and traumas, but I don't talk about investments.
You know, it's as important or more important than advanced teaching, because in the basics is where you you build your foundation. So
Yeah.
if you don't have a good teacher there, you're fucked. You know, that's why we have lots of B1 students that they commit mistakes that are very, very basic. You know, and I don't like teaching basic students. It's not that I don't like. I have to say it again. 'Cause
Oh,
people are
your
gonna think,
students are listening to
they're
this.
gonna
You know,
listen
be
to that and
careful.
say, "Oh shit!" No, but the basic ones they're not gonna listen. So I
Oh,
can't.
yeah,
say-
that's true. Yeah.
They won't understand.
Or
it.
they
Put
might
subtitles in this
they might
podcast.
listen to it, but they won't understand what you're
So
saying.
yeah, about it. I think that basic students are nice, but they're not for me. You know, you got to be very patient, and I don't know. I think you.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it's different. So that's why I look up to you and I say,
Yeah.
that's
But-
kind of teacher we need
But
in
that's
Brazil.
interesting you mentioned that because the trauma that they bring to the class right at the beginning, and that's a very common kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I tried it before, I studied for many years, and then you expect a certain level, and then they are below it because they are traumatized and they don't
Yeah.
believe in their potential.
Yeah.
And then you have to be like a teacher / psychologist a little
Yeah.
bit, and be
Yeah,
like,
and
don't worry.
you can't force them too much. You can't be like a teacher, a strict teacher who is like,
No,
oh,
you
you have to
can't.
do this, you have to do that. You're not studying enough, because this will make them even more traumatized. So you need to be very patient, and you need to go like in their. Well, you need to go with the flow. You know, you can't force them. So it's
It's
every
totally
class is
different.
different class. You know, every student is different. So
It's totally
it's,
different to kids, right?
yeah, I'm not good at kids. Only adults. Traumatized
Oh,
adult,
no,
yes, but
great.
kids,
Yes.
yeah.
Before they get traumatized, it's better.
Yeah, it's better.
But what you're saying is that all they need is love.
Basically, yeah. So sweet, so sweet.
But that's something I believe. Like if if you teach kids, you know, you teach kids. If you teach adults,
Yeah.
you teach adults.
Yeah,
That's
it's different.
you know, it's very
completely
different. I don't think that a good teacher can do both. I
Yeah.
might be wrong, but I don't think so.
It's a different craft, right?
Yeah.
And like the teaching children, it's a lot more like how I'm gonna manage them to be focused on this lesson. Like,
Yeah, it's like play. No, but what I say, it's because I've been on both sides. What I say is the way you teach adults that are in an advanced level is usually, and even the basic ones, it's usually the same way you would teach a very young child, like 6, 7, 8. But it's completely different from the way you would teach teenagers. Because the idea is the problem is you have to pretend with the adult. You have to pretend that nothing is going on. It's kind of like with the kid. You have to pretend that you're not really teaching. You're just playing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that's how they learn.
Yeah.
And with the adults, the same thing. If he realizes he's in a class and he's learning something, he's gonna freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
I say, oh, whoa, wait, I'm in a class. I gotta do
Yeah,
things.
yes.
That's
In my opinion, it's very clear that the only way to adults really learning English is if you have a private teacher.
Yeah.
Period.
yeah.
You know, if you study at a school, I don't think you're gonna learn.
I had
you know?
a interesting experience with this. I've taught many schools in here, and some students, some ex-students, they come looking for private classes, especially now because we are in this online world. And I still have this student, and she's not watching, so it's okay. She's basic. I can't talk about it.
Are you sure?
No, the thing is that she came to me with a lot of traumas, you know, and the last school that I taught and that I was her teacher, she got really traumatized with the methodology and the whole thing in the school. And then she came to me and she said, no, I really want to learn this, but I don't know what to do. And then I said, oh, let's go. So we've been together for, I think, almost 2 years now. And she's, and then a few classes ago, she said, I finally have the feeling that something is going on here. So I think it will take me like 10 years to get out of the basic. I don't care. But
Oh, jeez.
I feel that something is finally going on. I can finally understand some words. And this is, I'm happy.
Some students, they
So-
manage to learn in schools. They do.
Yeah.
But most of them, they fail. You know, like if you have a class with like 10 students, let's say that 3 of them will learn and
Yeah.
7 won't.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's about
You know,
that.
it's like it's 30%
about 20-30%
out of 7 out of 100. Well, that's
Yeah, but it's in line with what we see in the statistics. So it's usually like about 1% really speak, and 3% of people in the country they know English at some level. Yeah, so this 2% are the people that come and go. They might know something, but they don't know enough to be able to take a certification test. Because any certification test that you're going to take, you're going to at least have to be B1.
At least.
Yeah, at least, yeah. So otherwise, it doesn't make any
FCE from Cambridge is B1, right?
Yeah.
Or,
FCE,
no, it's B2.
yeah.
So we don't. No, we have. I think we have one from to B1. I think it's PAT.
Yes.
Right?
That's the
PAT.
Yes.
I think is PAT.
And,
PAT.
and if you're going to take TOEFL, you have to be B1. At least B1.
Yeah.
as
TOEFL,
well.
I think I would say B2.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Because otherwise,
Depends,
B1, what you're gonna use it for?
Yeah, you're gonna have to. No, but it's the if you're going to, because if you're gonna take TOEFL, you're gonna try to
Have
get
at least 100.
Yeah, and the idea is that you're gonna use the certification to get you into a nice university, nice college, or a refresher course.
Oh,
or
talking about TOEFL, I think it's a
yeah.
nice topic for us to discuss a little bit because people don't know how it works,
Yeah,
and most of them eventually they'll need
Yeah.
in the certificate, right?
Mhm.
So tell me more about TOEFL, Tiago.
so TOEFL is the first certification that came to Brazil, and
There are two kinds of TOEFL. I think three.
yeah, there are
Because
three.
the paper one, the internet-based, and the computer-based test.
Yeah, and there are actually two levels.
Yeah, it's
to the
true.
TOEFL. Yeah, it's two levels. So, and the idea with the TOEFL is you are able. What they're actually testing with TOEFL is if you are able to follow
Yeah.
a class in English
Yeah.
in a university. So the
And
test
write.
itself and write, yes, if you're able to write, to listen, if you would be able to go to university
Sure.
and just be able to watch the classes and follow the course.
Yeah, there will be other struggles at university. The English
Yeah.
language shouldn't be one
Shouldn't be one
Shouldn't
of
be
them,
one of them,
exactly.
sure.
So that's the idea. So they need the certification so they don't get a student that they think, oh, this student is amazing. The university is going to give them a scholarship, and then he comes and the what is blocking the student is actually the language. Yeah,
Yeah.
the language shouldn't be, like I said, the language shouldn't be the thing that stops you from going to university.
It's not an easy test, but it's not
No,
like
it's
very
not
hard.
Very hard.
Yeah.
And everything is kind of focused on life
You
in
need
the
to-
campus.
Yeah, you need to learn how to do the test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, that's it.
basically, yeah.
But
If you
it's
if you know how
also-
to do it, manage time and
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's
the
okay.
thing. Like I'm not sure whether it's going to be B1 or B2, but when I did the TOEFL, the most important thing was you cannot you can't waste time wondering what's going on.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you can't
Yeah.
really. You
And
don't have time.
It's the same idea for the real use of on university. Like you
Yeah.
can't just waste time kind of trying to figure out what was going on. You just have to be able to answer the test as you are doing it and not
Yes.
constantly go back to it.
Yeah.
So I think time management is
Time management
Yes,
is
big
really
thing.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually very different because if you come from school, for example, you have the speaking test. Actually, you don't speak to the examiner at all. Yes, he's just listening to you, but you're actually talking about what you've heard, what you've
Yeah.
read, and making connections like you would be doing if you were in the university. So
unlike
that's the
Cambridge
idea.
test that you
unlike
have
Cambridge test, yeah.
a person that you're actually talking to,
Yes.
right? In TOEFL,
And
just
you have to
record
impress them.
your answer and then they'll listen to this afterwards.
Yes.
The grade is the maximum grade is 120,
Yeah.
right? High level universities, I think 100,
100
At
at least.
least.
Yeah.
right? 100. Less than that, you can find some universities, but not like the Ivy League,
Yeah.
you know, something like that. So you need at least 100. If you are a strong B2, you can do it.
You can do
If
it.
you are
yeah.
you're starting C1, you can also do it
Yeah.
well. but it's not easy, mostly because of vocabulary, I think. You know, the vocabulary is
Yeah.
very heavy.
It's very heavy. It's because you're gonna have to go to different courses.
Random subjects.
Random subjects.
Yeah.
You might be in the biology class.
Earthquakes,
Oh yeah,
UFOs.
earthquakes.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna.
dinosaurs, and literally anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe you're not aware of all those words, right? And what else we can talk about it? So, it's valid for 2 years?
It's valid for 2 years. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
important. Yeah, because you can have like the same certification 5 times if you're taking TOEFL. Yeah.
You can.
So that's one of the problems with that one. Yeah, but every certification in languages is gonna be time limited. Yeah.
Even Cambridge ones, some universities, they have a limit, like 2-3 years
2-3 years.
that you
yeah.
can use, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't make that much sense, but it does because
It does.
they
Yeah.
need to
Because if you
keep
stop
working
speaking
on it.
English now
Yeah.
for like 3 years,
Yeah. You lose most
It's
of it.
gonna take
Yeah,
you
your
another
English will be
year
different, honey.
just to get back on the horse. It's like I always say. It's not like you go back in your level. Yeah.
No, you
In the
don't,
rest
but
of-
you're
but
not as great
yes, you're
as
not
you used
as
to be.
snappy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta be snappy when
There's
you're.
some similarities with going to the gym. If you stop
Yeah.
going to the gym
It's the
for
same
3
thing.
years,
Yeah,
It's the
it's
same
a
thing.
Basically the
muscle.
same
If
thing,
you
yeah.
You know,
don't,
it's the same
yeah,
thing. Like if you stop going to the gym, what happens to you?
You lose it.
You know,
Yeah.
You lose all
when you
your-
come
all
back here
your
and say,
work.
"Oh, Jesus, it looks like horrible," like the
you
first time.
recover,
Yeah.
you recover quicker than it took you to learn, but you still have to
Yeah.
recover.
Yeah.
You got the muscle memory, and in the
Your
case
brain
of
is
English,
the
you have the
same, yeah.
memory.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you actually have the memory. You just have to collect it. Yeah.
It's very interesting because most of our students, they have already studied English before,
Yeah.
and they are back now. We have different reasons, right? But most of them, they are worried about work because they
Yeah.
need to do some sort of thing at work that they are going to use English. But some others, they just want to be sharp.
Yeah.
You know, they just
Confident.
want to, just want to be confident. But do you see a big difference, like in a business English student and a general English student, or no? I talk about like even performance and etc.
You mean like as a student, like
Yeah.
the difference behavior in
Yeah.
class? Not well. Depends, because I see that the 2 main reasons why adults decide to learn English is one, work, because work is right nowadays they need, and the company maybe is kind of making some pressure so they can learn, and to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
like
Just wanna go
both extremes. So one is wants to learn English for fun and to be able to, I don't know, talk and
To have
ask
fun,
questions,
literally,
to have
right?
fun.
Yeah. Literally.
And the other one is, I need to learn this because I need to work. So their behavior is like the person who wants to travel is more like grammar.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want people to understand me. So it's okay. But the people that have this kind of pressure to learn English because of work, they go a little more worried,
Yeah,
and
sure.
they get more frustrated when they don't remember something, for example.
Yeah.
So,
They get, like-
teacher, I remember you
like,
explained this last
you
week,
just
and I
told me
can't
that.
remember. Oh my God, I suck. I'm stupid. I'm the
Yeah.
most stupid student you had. So it's true behavior, but I think it's more like a psychological problem.
Yeah, but also the pressure, right?
then-
Like you're allowed to be
Yeah.
a stupid, clumsy tourist, but perhaps you're not
Exactly.
allowed to be a clumsy lawyer or,
Yeah.
or a banker. You know,
Yes,
like
exactly.
you have to be on point. So
And
yeah.
I have students that are they are waiting for a promotion. They have everything that they need to be promoted, but they don't have English. So then
Yeah.
the company is like, okay, where is your English? Because you have all the list of things that you are great at,
But not English.
But English.
so you don't have the English. So now you are still in this horrible position that you are. So it's complicated. These students they start the class tense, because they have this. Oh my God, I have to learn. I have to learn.
I gotta do it
Yeah,
now.
it's like
Yeah,
I
it's
have to
gotta
do.
be-
I have to do. So
I need it for
it's
2
a bit.
weeks.
Yeah,
Can you
in
teach me in 2
can you do
weeks?
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Yeah.
And Brazilian people, they'll start looking for it when there is no other way. You know, they need to learn. Because if there is a chance that they don't need it, they're gonna be okay. I don't need English. It's okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But when they do need, they're so like, teacher, can we do this in 6 months? Well,
Depends.
Oh, well, depends on you. Depends on you, sugar.
yeah, I would say that's impossible, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the higher level the professional is at, like if he's a businessman, he's a high level
Yeah, it's like
one
CEO,
or
CFO.
he's a doctor,
Yeah.
he's a big time lawyer. You are in a very high level
People
Portuguese.
expect you to speak very good English.
You speak
Very good English.
Very good
I
English.
tell this to some
and,
people,
and
you know?
very good Portuguese as well. Yeah, so they're gonna compare these two abilities
Yeah.
that he's got, and of course he's gonna try to bring it to the same level. But you've had 15 years with Portuguese, studying hard, and you keep studying every day.
Yeah.
And then you don't think you have to do the same thing in English?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
We undervalue the immersion that we have in our own language, right?
Yeah.
Like we are bombarded with Portuguese every
All the
single
time,
minute,
yeah.
and then you're not with English, and you expect kind of like a similar speed at learning.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
We teach some C levels. You
Yeah.
teach, I teach, you teach some C level people. And it's clear to see that if they stop studying, they're going to get rust.
Yeah, they're
Very
gonna
quickly.
go backwards.
You know?
Even if they continue studying, they just don't come to classes
Yeah,
as
come to
frequently.
class, that's
And you
it.
start noticing, wait a
Yeah,
minute, yes,
something
it seems
wrong.
you were better last year. What's
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but can I add something just of what
Sure.
you said about the expectations, right? When you have a very high position and you are learning English, I think this generates some kind of frustration as well.
Yeah.
Because the student is
Absolutely.
accustomed to be like this, I'm a very good doctor, I'm a very good lawyer. And in English classes, I'm just a little piece of shit. You know? So I had one experience that this was very, I don't know, this really, I never forgot this scene. It was a very good doctor, a woman, a very great specialist, and
Badass.
yeah, badass,
Badass.
dick of the galaxies. And she started the English class as a basic 0 student, so like very basic. And well, the teacher, I wasn't the teacher, she was teaching the classes and all. And when the class was over, I stopped by her classroom, and she was crying.
Oh,
Crying. And I went talking to her. I was like, what happened? It's okay. It's your first class. It's normal. No, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve being humiliated like I've been humiliated in this class.
that's how they
Everybody knows more than me. She was so frustrated. She left the school, like she never came back. I think she never went back to English again.
Oh, certainly.
And so this for her was very hard because she was like
She
the
worked
woman.
really hard to
you
get
know?
where she was, and then
Yeah.
it's like, oh wait, here you're just
Yeah, but
You're a little
her-
piece of shit.
Yeah,
So,
but
yeah.
her ego, it's like,
Exactly,
little
but
bit,
I think
you
this
know,
is
big.
the yeah.
let's
But
talk
I think
about
learning
it, you know?
English makes us like learning a language makes us
It's
be a
true.
little more humble, you know.
Like, I'm a piece of shit
yeah.
at the gym, you know? I'm a piece of shit.
I'm a piece of
but
shit
I,
in German.
yeah, but, you know, but I embrace it. You know, I say, I'm a piece of
Yeah.
shit
Of
here.
course.
I gotta be better.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm very
Little
humble.
by little.
You know,
You're humbled by this experience.
Yeah, to understand that I am not great at that activity.
But
so,
you're a great teacher. You're a great teacher.
Yeah, that's
so
it, you
it's
know, so-
okay. Yeah.
And but I will try to be better. You know, on that. I'm trying. Not so much, but I am.
Sometimes I fail. Sometimes I fail, but I'm still here. I'm still on track.
And that's important too. Like students that are listening to us, do not quit. You know,
Yeah.
keep trying, because if you quit now, probably everything that you have done, trash. You know, because if you stop, like you study English for a year, and then you stop, man, it's
Yeah,
sorry.
It's been nothing. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
And I think all of you had the same process, that some students, they are frustrated with their mistakes, and they think like, oh, in a couple of months I should be able to speak with a certain fluency and not make them any mistakes. And I'm like, you're gonna make mistakes for years.
You're gonna make
Like
mistakes
you-
forever. That's
this
what I
is-
tell them.
Forever,
Like,
yeah.
what you don't understand,
It
like,
never ends, honey.
It never ends.
Sorry to bring in the bad news.
for example, people get frustrated with when they use the wrong prepositions, right?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
there are Americans and English men
Oh, they
that
make
they use the wrong
Yeah.
prepositions.
I love showing
So-
them the mistakes that Americans make
Yeah.
sometimes, especially.
most natives,
Yeah, they're making
Yeah.
a lot of mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, just going back to the previous topic, if you take like a general, like American or an Australian, and put them to do a TOEFL, they cannot do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, they
If
can't.
they haven't studied for the
Exactly.
test.
it's high
they
level.
cannot do it.
It's what I also tell students all the time. Is I say, yeah, look, we're reading this. Yeah, can you see this vocabulary here? If you say any of these words to an American, a basic American with high school level American, or Australian, he's not gonna know what you're talking about
Yeah.
because he doesn't know this vocabulary. So you're better. Yes, that's what a proficiency level is. You are usually better than the average
And guess what?
speaker.
Most Brazilian people are not C1 in Portuguese.
Yeah, that's the thing. I also say that. It's
Mhm.
true.
Okay, so maybe like speaking, all right, but writing, probably not.
Yeah.
Totally not. No.
You know,
You got to be able to
reading,
write a book.
I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly. You need to
Yeah.
be able to write a book.
To write a book
in that
to be a
language.
Yeah.
That's a
CEO.
C2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think there is a connection between this. I see that my students that have a very, very bad English, they normally have a bad Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
So they normally can't write a good paragraph, you know, like an understandable
Portuguese,
paragraph
yeah.
in Portuguese. So when they learn English, their English is also going to be a little crappy.
Shitty. Yeah.
So
I'm gonna
It's
say
kind of
something that
understandable.
some people will disagree, but people that have studied more, they learn English easier.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, it's easier to them to learn English. I
Yeah.
think. I'm not sure, but I think so.
No,
I think
is.
it makes
It
sense.
is.
Yeah.
Because like
It's easy.
you should see like doctors. Normally they're great.
Yeah,
Normally, you know,
normally,
because they know how to.
yeah,
If they don't have that ego, they can, you know, manage to learn because they know how to study.
Yeah.
So that helps.
And they really focus in class, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
doctors normally they have this. It's different when
It's
you teach
different.
doctor. They seems that when they are in class, they really are in class. They don't.
Yeah, they know
They don't have
how
distractions.
to focus.
Yeah, it's
They do.
That's
different.
the
And
difference. Most people don't
studying
know how to
English
do.
means studying. Like you
Yeah.
sit and you study. You know, you spend time on it.
Yeah. Consistency.
That's
Yeah,
it.
it's
But consistency
every
is
day.
for everything, right?
For
Like
everything,
gym,
yeah.
we
Yeah.
were talking about the
Gym,
gym.
yeah.
If you
For
don't,
everything.
if you're not consistent,
It's
you're
not
gonna
gonna
fail,
work.
and it's
gonna
gonna be
work.
frustrated because you can't be consistent, and then it's like a snowball. You can't be consistent, and then you get frustrated because you don't get your results, and then you have to start over, and then you can never get consistent. So it's like it goes over and over. So
And we have some good students that they only attend class.
they only attend class. They don't do
Yeah,
anything.
that's
Like not even Duolingo. You know,
yes,
like
they only
nothing,
attend
yeah.
class. They go to the class, okay, and then that's it.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to,
It
you know.
takes a lot longer. Like
A lot.
I
A
tell
lot
that to
longer.
the other students, like
Yeah.
forget dubbed movies. That's out of possibilities
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Like music, like you can listen to a song that you like, and you're like, oh, this is a great song. Go after the translation to the lyrics of that
Yeah.
song. You know, don't only listen
interested.
and pretend
Yeah.
that you're singing along because you're not.
Yeah.
Like it's usually a lot more complex than you think, and then you just fully understand what
Yeah.
the songwriter meant by it. That is a fun learning experience, and you get a lot more from it. You know.
That's
But
true.
now let's just sit here for 1 hour a week, and in about 6 months, I'm gonna be fluent in English.
No.
that's,
But have
that's
you
not gonna
tried to
happen.
learn another language? Any of you?
German.
Yeah. You tried learning German?
Yeah,
Yeah,
French.
welcome.
I failed.
Yes, I
It's
have.
difficult.
It's hard, man. It's hard
Yeah,
because
but you
we
know why I
forget.
failed? Because I didn't study.
Because I didn't study. I'm having this problem
we
in
know,
German.
yeah.
Like you don't
Yeah.
have time on. I'm sorry.
You don't have time.
You have like 35 students.
I have 200 classes
You know,
a day.
like you have 35 students, 40 students. Like Stephan Chu, he has like 30 students, 35, and like after teaching 35 classes in a week,
No, you can't.
40 classes in a week.
Yes.
because people they often forget that we also prepare the classes.
Yeah. Yes, we have.
Okay,
the,
so we
yeah,
have
it's not
extra
just-
Double
time.
the time. Yeah.
You have extra time to do the things.
Yeah.
It's not just like, hey, hello, let's go, and you do some random thing. No, you know what you're gonna do because you have prepared that class, and you don't have time. Like, because if you have to go to the gym, work,
Clean
cook,
your house. Yeah.
clean your house,
and be social at least for a little bit.
exactly, you
Have
know,
social life.
at least see your
Yeah.
family, you know, say, hey,
Yeah. I'm alive.
Yeah, I'm alive.
I'm still
Barely.
here. Yeah, barely. Yeah.
So it's exactly
It's
that.
hard. Yeah, it's hard. And but that's our students' lives as well.
It is.
You know, they also don't have time.
Yeah.
They also work and they also have families and people. So it's like we need to be a little more, have a
Understanding,
little
yeah.
more empathy
Yeah,
here.
but-
You
but
know?
And we do.
We do.
Right?
Yes.
I must be honest
yeah.
with you, your example is perhaps not the best one because we're not like immersed in German culture as we are
Yeah,
in
it's true.
American and English culture.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
So like
harder.
it is harder to learn German than it is
Yes.
to learn English.
It's harder
you
to
know?
learn German anyway.
Oh, yeah,
period.
yeah.
Anyway you look at it,
Period,
yes.
yeah,
English is much easier. And try to find a movie in German.
yeah. Yes,
It's
it's
not
hard.
that easy.
Yeah.
Try to find songs in German.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rammstein, but then there are a few more, and then you're
Yeah,
just like,
you can find a few
Yeah, you
few
have to
things.
go
It's
after
not
it.
like English that you can find anywhere.
We don't even listen to German.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah.
When was the last time? Probably in the movie.
Yeah,
You
probably
know?
the
In a
movie.
song, yeah,
the
you just gotta,
song
yeah.
or
But
something. yeah.
there are a lot of words in English that come from
Yeah.
German, yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
But
lot.
Stephan
Just
can
thinking.
speak Dutch, so
yeah,
this is.
I do speak Dutch. It's kind of similar to German.
Can you
but
say something in Dutch?
Yes.
Introduce yourself in Dutch, please.
Yeah. Really?
Goeiedag, ik ben Stephan Steltenpool. Ik doe een podcast met mijn collega's in de stad waar ik ben geboren. So this is
Ooh.
like, I introduced
Awesome.
myself and I said I'm doing a podcast in the city where I was born with my colleagues. That's it.
Yeah, that's really nice. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fancy.
and,
isn't
But
and,
it's
it?
a
and
very deep
I got the
language.
itch, yeah, and the colleagues.
Yeah, I got the colleagues.
Yeah,
you
because-
got the itch, the itch, but it's the same of German, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds a little like
Itch.
German. Yeah.
Well, the Dutch phonetics are more complex than German, and German grammatic is
It's more
grammar
complex,
is
yeah.
more complex than Dutch.
How did you learn? I'm sorry. I'm taking your
Go
position
ahead.
as host.
No, we don't have this here. Go ahead.
How did you learn? How was because your mother is Dutch, isn't she?
Well, I lived there for a while.
Mm.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have learned.
Oh, of course.
And even though like I had that with English and Spanish, like I moved to the country, I jumped right in the culture. I wasn't looking for Brazilians. I was just like I need to learn this language, and that worked well with English. Within a year, like I was pretty fluent. Spanish within
How
a
old
year.
were you?
I was in the early 20s.
You were not a kid. So
Yeah.
Yeah, what is the-
you learned
It's the
when you
best
were
time to
adults.
learn
This is nice.
languages.
Yeah.
right?
But then with Dutch, I'm like, I'm gonna use the same strategy. I'm just gonna study a little bit and talk to people, and it's gonna be all fine. Well,
Embarrass myself.
there are two problems with that. Dutch people speak perfect English, so there is no need to speak the Dutch language.
Yeah.
And the second problem is Dutch is a really difficult language.
Yeah,
So
I've heard about
so
it.
you don't have the exposure because everybody speaks English, and you're facing a different sort of beast than English and Spanish, in my opinion. You know, so that took me like 4 years to get to
A basic.
A A
B1.
to B1, you know, and then many years later, then I actually felt that I was fluent, but still, I'm not B2 in Dutch. I'm B1. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's not child's play.
English is much easier, right?
Ooh,
Which
no
is-
terms of comparison.
Yeah.
I've got a friend. She's dating a Dutch guy. She's living over there, and he's trying to bring her to his country. But she told me that she learned a little bit of English, so she's better in English now. But he told her that to get the papers, really get the papers, she's gotta learn Dutch. And I said, is it really necessary to
Yeah.
learn Dutch?
Yeah,
to-
and they also
yeah?
have like a kind of like a cultural test. You
Ah,
need to
I
answer
see.
some
Oh, yeah.
some questions about the Dutch culture and history and costumes. But the funny thing is, I discussed that with my friends in the Netherlands before. A lot of Dutch people wouldn't pass this test.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, usually
because they're like really old school kind of thing that nobody really talks about. It's a little bit absurd, the cultural part, and I think the linguistic part makes sense. Because
Yeah.
it is a way to protect their language, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody's fluent.
Otherwise, it's gonna disappear.
Yeah, if you are not careful, Dutch just ceases to
Yeah.
exist, you know?
It's true.
So it's an interesting thing. But for the cultural part, everybody's just like, yeah, sorry you have to do it.
Why?
I'm sorry.
Why do I have
but-
to know the names of this, and that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know in Portuguese. Yeah, we wouldn't pass a culture test
No way.
if it is referring to,
No way.
if it is about historical figures.
Yeah,
and
yeah, definitely.
shit like that.
Well, we do have like a kind of like a hidden cultural test for Portuguese. It's like you have to come to Brazil and be able to live here, like get used to the culture. It's like it's
You
not
gotta
gonna
be
be
able
easy for
to
you.
eat pamonha and
And
not
piqui,
eat the wrapping.
Yeah,
The
they're
wrap.
right.
Yes, you gotta be
Sure.
able to do that. Have you heard about the guy?
No.
The foreigner, he came to Goiânia, and everybody's saying, "Oh, you gotta try pamonha. You gotta try pamonha." And I said, "Okay," and he ordered the pamonha, and he just got the fork and the knife and got into it
Oh, poor
with
thing.
the
Oh,
with
poor
the wrapping.
That wasn't easy to digest.
No, not at all. And I said, "Oh, this is horrible. I don't understand why people say
people
such
would
good
eat
things
this."
about this."
It's funny, right?
And also like piqui, there are some places that serve piqui to like in touristy places that they don't warn people how to eat piqui.
I don't understand, but this is
Yeah.
That's
this
a
is-
very quick
yeah.
hospital visit right
that's
there.
Yeah.
hospital.
Yeah.
I did it. I bit piqui
Really?
once.
Really?
You know, when I was a kid, I was like 5, 6 years old. I've never touched the thing again.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't like it. It's like if it's there in the rice,
You're gonna eat it.
yeah. But
I love it.
I
really,
love it too. You do. But you are
I like
gringo,
spicy
don't you?
thing.
I eat absurd amounts of piqui at lunch.
I really like piqui as well.
Very weird,
yeah.
man.
Piqui with
Very
rice and
weird, yeah.
chicken.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
we should have this today for lunch.
I'm hungry. By the way,
No, not for
now
me.
that you're talking, I'm hungry.
And I've actually been to the farm and loaded up a whole pickup truck. Yeah, worth of piqui.
Oh,
And I don't eat the thing. And I don't even like the smell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Send it to us.
With English.
Did you know that it's a crime to chop down piqui tree?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I
like
didn't
a.
you
uh,
could possibly go to prison and pay a heavy fine
really?
just for knocking it down. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, because it's like from our region. Right?
Yeah.
Like there are some not only piqui, but there are other trees that are protected.
Yeah.
But it's also a crime because it takes so long for a piqui tree to give the
yeah,
fruit.
it's like
And it's-
many hundreds of years.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
slow growing tree, so
It's a lot of time.
they protect it. Yeah, it's not you can't just chop a piqui tree
And
like that.
piqui is kind of cheap, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cheap.
Something
It
cheap.
grows. It's a lot.
In Goiás.
When it grows, it grows. It's a lot. It just drops from the tree frequently
And apparently
massively.
you shouldn't try to speed up the process. You have to pick
Yeah.
it from the ground.
from the
You
ground,
don't
exactly.
Pick it from the tree, otherwise
Yeah.
it's not ready.
Yeah,
So it's
it's not ripe.
no.
It's true.
correct.
It's
right.
true.
Yeah, the gringo understands about piqui.
Yeah.
A lot more than
Yeah,
us.
Well, part of my childhood was like in my grandfather's farm, and we had piqui trees, so it was a good experience. I used to gather piqui for my own consumption. So yeah.
And it's kind of like a skinny girl in the gym lifting a lot of weight. Yeah, because the piqui tree is very thin, very small, kind of strange. Yes. And then you have all that fruit coming down from it. Yes, really heavily, and it's like, isn't it? Am I wrong?
It is not- it
It's
is
a
an
strange
odd-
comparison.
odd
It's
looking
true.
tree.
Skinny
It's an
girl.
odd look.
I like it.
Good comparison.
It was great. And guys, nowadays you know that like we all work a lot. How do you cope with that? How do you deal with working so many hours a day?
I don't.
You don't cope.
No, the thing is, I think it's priorities, right? You
Yeah.
work, and when I have my free time, I'm doing the other things that I have to do, like clean the house or cook or be social or stuff like this. But most of my life is working, honestly. Like 90% of my life.
How many
I'm
hours do
working.
you teach a day?
From 8 to 10. 10 is too much. Like
Yeah,
when it's
10
like
is
a lot of repositions and a lot of problems, then maybe
Oh.
10. But 8 is the normal 7, 8 classes a day.
I've done
so,
it,
like-
10 classes, but it's.
No, but it's
It's
an
too much.
exception. Yeah, it's
You
too
know,
much.
it's too much.
It's tiring.
too much.
Yeah.
I would say that 8 is too much.
8 is too much. Yeah, but
You
the
know?
boletos come and then.
Yeah, that's it. You have to
But
work.
that's
Yeah.
about 5. I think it's the magic number.
Yeah,
5 would be
5,
perfect.
yeah,
5
'cause,
would be perfect. Yeah.
5 is great.
I think you might be able to teach longer if it is in a group class, because in a group class, the thing about, and I tell my students that, the thing about the group class is that you're not giving your undivided attention to one person.
Yeah.
Like if you are teaching one-on-one, you don't have 1 second to
No.
just relax
No.
and do something.
People
And
do
the
not
student as
understand
well.
that. People say, "Oh, but everybody works 8 hours a day."
Yeah,
I say,
not the
"Ha,
same.
honey, nobody does."
Man,
You-
I
you
was.
don't
You know?
work- you don't work 8 hours uninterrupted. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
No,
Yeah.
Like
you
that, there is
don't.
no interruption in an
different.
hour class. It's
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you teach 1-to-1, like for 50 minutes at least, you are 100%
Focus.
focused.
Yeah.
100,
And
101.
that takes a toll on the
Yeah,
mind.
and
Really.
then you can't. You have to be very focused because you need to correct the students. You need to see if he's.
Yeah.
It's very hard. So
Yeah,
I
they-
would say that 8 hours is like
Too much.
Damn
yeah.
too much.
But
And they don't realize that we are paying attention all the time, and
they
are,
don't.
Yeah, that they think, no, they're just talking. No. While you were talking, I'm working. Yes,
yeah.
I'm paying attention to everything you say, and I'm collecting this.
Yeah, we have to pay attention to pronunciation, to the structure, to the form, everything. We have to
Yeah.
be like focused on that. And if you do that for 10 hours,
You're going crazy.
wow.
Yeah, normally the quality of your last classes are not
Yeah,
like
not
super.
up to par.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Up
you
to par.
can't give all of yourself there anymore,
Yeah.
right?
I think
So,
Tiago is
but,
totally right.
yeah.
5 is the
Five is
magic
the-
number.
But do you feel more? Do you prefer teaching groups than individual courses?
It's because I've gotten used to it. So in a group class, you don't give the undivided attention to one student. You just put them in a group class. The good thing about the group class is that they're gonna learn from each other.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're gonna
but
put them in
You
an
have
activity.
to manage. I don't know. I think it's more stressful.
Yeah, no, you
need
you
to
have to
manage
walk
the
around.
groups, you know?
I don't know. It's
like,
because I think it's because I've got. It's like I said, I've gotten used to it. So because it's been so many years teaching
Yeah.
like that, that it kind of goes. You go into a flow. So. But you have to do the same thing. You have to be walking around the groups,
Yeah.
listening to things, so you can talk about them later. You have to check if they're really doing it, and etc. But I find that easier to do than here,
Yeah.
talking to you for 50 minutes non-stop, and then I'm gonna start doing the same
Yeah.
thing with another
And the
person.
Time
books.
goes by
Yeah.
quicker.
Yeah.
Lots of activities they say in pairs.
You are my
Yes.
parent.
In pairs,
Yeah.
and then they because then they can be there like talking or doing the activity for a while, and you are like relaxing for 3 minutes, right? 3
Yeah.
minutes to drink water, have coffee. But when you are teaching 1-to-1, no,
I kind of do it like I'm talking to him. I ask something or I tell him something that I know he's gonna take a while in talking, and then I stop paying attention to what he's saying and prepare the next thing. That's very stressful.
it is.
And then you gotta pretend that you were actually listening to him because I can't
Oh my god.
be doing one thing and
Yeah.
It's hard. It's
guess
really
it's
hard.
hard,
I think
yeah.
that 5 would be the best number. 6, I think it's doable.
yeah, it's doable.
You
It's
know,
doable.
but 8, 10, wow.
Yeah, but that's yeah. I don't think we can do this like this amount of classes
For a long
for a
time.
long time. This is just temporary because you have a specific goal, financial
yeah.
goal, or something that you need for this
Yeah.
moment. But I don't see myself teaching 10 classes for 5, 7,
No.
10 years
not gonna
like
happen.
straight. It's impossible,
No.
especially because you don't even have a
Yeah.
voice for that long.
Yeah.
So
No, and not only that, you usually the teachers that you see, especially teachers in the high school level, yeah,
Damn, they're
And,
fucked.
they're fucked. But they've been teaching the same class for over
yeah.
30 years.
and for 80
that's easier. Then they can
students,
teach
Yeah.
10 classes. Yeah,
I have
day.
a friend of mine. He's a teacher, Sabah.
Oh, so
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
You know him?
Yeah.
So he teaches geography,
Yeah.
but he has like 3 degrees, 3 or 4.
Is he still teaching?
Yes, he is.
Ah.
He is. But
Wow.
now I think he
He was
teaches
teaching-
geography. He used to teach history,
Yeah.
philosophy, and sociology. You see, but now
Yeah.
it's just geography. So he teaches around 10 classes per day, I would say, 10 to 12. And if you look at him, you say, "Oh, poor him." You know, he's tired. You know, you can see that he's tired. He's like, You know,
Yeah, he's drained.
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 He's drained,
That's it.
exactly drained.
he's tired.
But man,
and
teaching groups of students, teenagers now, they have a lot of energy, and
teenagers.
like 60 teenagers,
60.
10 classes of 60 teenagers each. It's
but like,
crazy.
if the teachers want to make good money, that's how much they
Yes,
have to
that's
work.
how much they have
Yeah.
to work. Yeah.
You know, like he makes a good money, but he works a lot, and he works here in Anápolis, and I think in Brasilia in the past. I don't know now, but imagine you teach the same class like 6 times.
Perhaps
day.
that's the
A day.
reason that students are traumatized. They got a teacher that is drained by the time that he comes to class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's doing the same thing that he's been
Yeah.
doing for a long time.
Yeah.
But I think in the case of Sabah, he really likes it.
No, he loves.
He's
He loves it.
addicted.
but-
he's
Yeah.
actually, it's
He's
an
addicted.
addiction.
Yeah, it is.
For him, it's an addiction.
He
It
can't
takes
stop
pleasure out
working
of
that
it.
much.
Yeah, he
Mm.
actually
stop.
likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He likes it.
yeah.
But we get old, you know. We get old, like we get a little fucked.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm getting there.
Yeah. You start to look and say, "Hey, damn,
it's,
you're that age? Wow.
yeah,
I would give you
complicated.
10 more years."
10 more
But
years.
you teach,
Yeah,
I think,
teachers get older
Yeah, go
quicker.
faster.
Yeah, much faster.
But I think that in order to teach, you need to love it. If
You
you, don't
need-
love it, you don't last for like a year.
None of us started teaching for money.
No.
None of us.
Oh my God! If we were in this
None
for
of
money,
us,
oh,
you know?
dear Lord.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nobody
You know?
does. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the problem is that the legislators, they use that against us.
They do.
They do.
Ah, it's
They're
for it's
gonna
love.
say,
It's
yeah,
just
it's for
love.
love.
It's love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say,
Yeah.
oh, if you're
You get
here
paid for
in here
love.
for the money, you're probably not a good teacher. And then the
Yeah.
legislature is going to keep you,
It's true.
crunched down.
Sure. But money is not the thing about teaching,
Yeah.
right? You need
it's
to like
not-
it. But
yeah,
even though
definitely.
you love it, well, there's a
You
limit.
You gotta clean
Yeah.
your mind
Yeah.
from time to time. Yeah, like
And
clean the
sometimes we need
slate.
to listen to people saying, "Oh, besides teaching,
What do you do?
what do you do?"
Like we have no time besides teaching. There's no time.
Yeah.
It's like,
But the thing is that when we finally have a vacation or something like this, I miss teaching. I was even talking to Rafa
Yeah.
in December because when we got our holidays, and I was like, okay, so what do I do now? So what am I supposed to do now? I'm not
and
teaching
then
for
I sent
2
her a
weeks.
message
you know.
like, "Hey, I don't know.
I don't know what to do. What are we gonna do now? So,
It's funny to have free time."
yeah, it's weird to have
You
free.
know?
I'm like, man, what do I do with all this free time? You
It's
know, I
because
don't
your
have
mind
things
doesn't
to do.
stop. You gotta clear your mind. Yeah,
Practice
very
yoga.
zen, Yeah, practice
Yeah.
Just
Mindfulness.
mindfulness.
Yeah, bullshit. Sorry, bullshit.
I can do it. You know, I'm sorry. I respect the people that like it, but I can't do it. I tried.
You tried actually
Yeah.
doing it. Yeah, cleanse. Yeah,
Have you noticed
cleanse.
that a lot of people that need this kind of cleansing and mindfulness, they're not that busy. They don't do that much.
Yeah.
No, actually, yeah, it's true. It's true.
They're not in need
It's
of that
true.
much recovery. So it's like
Their cleansing is actually of another kind. It's my brother. He's always saying, "I have so much to do. I have so much to do," and he's always traveling. He's always doing nothing.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
There are exceptions, but some people that I noticed that they were going through this period, it's like I need to change my priorities. Like they weren't doing much to begin
Oh.
with. It's like, oh, you need to
Yeah.
start doing something. I think that's what you're missing.
It's
But
the-
yeah, all right.
It's the coffee. It's the coffee enema guy. You know the coffee enema.
no.
Guy? So, yeah, she knows. During the pandemic, especially, yeah, this became like the rage of town, especially in Los Angeles. Yeah, like this holistic masters type of thingy, and they would say, "Don't take the vaccine, just follow my."
Oh,
My
shit.
guideline, my procedure. And one of the things that he advised was a coffee enema, which means
You put coffee. You don't drink coffee from your mouth. You drink it from the other part. Of
yeah,
Oh.
you take coffee from your bum.
Yeah.
Damn. Why? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my God. People are sick. People need help. People are sick, you know.
Why are you wasting coffee on your hands? Jesus
Jesus Christ.
Why are you doing this?
See,
Well,
we
actually-
teach a
actually,
lot,
you
and sometimes we think we are getting crazy, but we're not.
Yeah, no, we're not
still-
even
we're not
close.
No, we're not that
yeah,
even
see,
close.
We're not in that level yet. Yes.
If you stop to think about English teachers are not
Normal.
normal, you know?
Yeah, not at all.
Like if you, we are okay, you know, in our community, we are very nice. Like we're not crazy at all. Because some people, they are like, you know,
Batshit crazy. Yeah.
batshit crazy,
Yeah.
you know? So it's really funny. And talking about that, linking this topic, English teachers will make money, you know? Starting from now on, things will change. You know, things are changing. Because if you are a great English teacher, oh my God, so many people want you.
Yeah.
You know,
people want you.
because
Yeah,
most
that's
of the
true.
teachers, they suck,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing. They have no idea of anything.
Yeah.
So if you're a good one, and like here in Goiânia, I can't find good teachers anymore to the team. You know,
Yeah, it's
I can't
nearly
find.
But I
impossible.
think
You
the
know?
reason is because teachers don't see
Oh,
this as a
and
profession.
let me tell something. You know that very well, maybe better than me, because you used to be a coordinator,
Yeah.
right? At the big school, he was a
Yeah.
coordinator too, so he knows how it works. We
Yeah.
can find.
It's hard. It's
Right?
hard to find teachers.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
think most of the teachers that I have worked with, and as a coordinator and as also as a teacher, it's that people see this as
Sidekick.
yeah, like a short period of time, you know,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna work this like a bico, you know.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm gonna
everything
work
I'm
this, but I don't
pursuing.
want to do this forever. And then when they see they have been teaching for 10 years and they are crappy teachers, they have been crappy teachers
Exactly.
for 10
For
years,
10, 20 years.
20
sometimes.
years,
20 years.
and then but I'm gonna change my profession. No, I'm gonna do something
Yeah.
else. I'm not gonna die as a teacher.
Like, oh, I'm a lawyer, but I'm teaching English just for like
yeah,
1 year,
Yes.
yeah,
and then 10 years pass
Go
by,
by, yeah.
you know,
yeah.
and then the guy is still a teacher, but it sucks because
Yeah, they
Like-
don't invest in it.
Celta, it's something very important, you know, or similar, right? We have others
Anything
like
that teaches you how to
How to
Yeah.
manage. Yeah. how to
so
manage
we can
class.
talk about Celta, Deep Trinity. Is Deep Trinity the name of the? I think it is. We have others. We have one. Seesaw. I forgot the name of but we have not only TOEFL. It's not the only option, right? It helps a lot.
Yeah,
You know, it does help a lot. I'm not talking even about like you gotta have a CPE to teach. I don't think so, right? But
Yeah.
something that teaches you how to teach, I think it's important. You know, or letras, for example,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah, you gotta
study-
know.
You have a degree.
You gotta know a little
Right.
bit how to manage people and how to manage
That's the thing that I noticed that,
the content.
I think a lot of people underestimate it. It's well, you know, you can speak English doesn't mean you can teach it. And
Yeah.
Not at all.
Of course, you can perhaps at the beginning like play around a little bit, but people underestimate the complexity of actually teaching, because
Yeah, they do.
it's not only about giving the exercises and students complete it. If by the end of your class your students are not using the language that you taught effectively, that class was for none. Like
Yeah.
it was just a
Yeah.
big waste of time.
You
know?
failed.
So and it happens quite
Big
often
time.
that you I don't know you just feel like you're doing your job. Oh, I'm just showing them and they don't learn.
Yeah.
No, it's perhaps you don't know the
You
techniques.
don't know
to
the techniques to
teach
get them. Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's not that simple.
People don't even imagine how hard it should plan a Celta TP.
Oh, it's really difficult. Yeah.
You know,
Uh,
like 8 hours.
flashbacks.
You
You
like
have flashbacks.
don't miss it.
you would do that for 10 hours, 8 hours
Yeah.
for one.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
45-minute
know?
lesson, it's 8 to 10 hours.
8 to 10
Yeah,
hours.
of course, you get once you get
45 minutes lesson.
Yeah.
once you get the experience, you
Yeah.
can shorten it.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah, but it's
even
gonna
though
be
even though
1 hour class, 1 hour preparation.
yeah,
Usually
but
that's
then
how
you
it
are
goes.
great, right?
Yeah, then you're on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One hour you are great. Like of course, we're not
So
gonna
many
always
use
follow
classes.
the same structure as Celta does, because I don't think it's doable.
No.
You know?
No, not
It's
always.
it's not doable to
But
do
you
the
get
same thing.
great ideas. let's say.
Exactly.
You get a good technique, and then
That's
you
it.
adapt,
You adapt.
to your reality.
You will never do for every student the same lesson.
It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. So probably you have to do like one specific to that student. Imagine 45, 8 hours planning.
So you can give one lesson a day and prepare for the rest of the day for the next day.
Yeah.
Yes, and when you
Understand?
take the
So-
CELTA, it's not just the TP, but you have the assessments and you have the
That's it.
all the classes to watch, and
Yeah.
you have a lot of things to do. You know, it's very
It's a lot
it's
of-
great. It's great for you. But
Advanced
it's,
students don't understand what is taking Celta.
Yeah.
They don't know
No,
how
they don't.
deep,
No, not
you know,
at
how
all.
deep we study and how much we study and how everything that we do in class we thought previously.
There's a reason
Yeah,
behind it.
There's a reason. Like it's not like, oh, please do this. No, my friend, it's much more than that.
It's much more complex.
Yes, and then there's the feedback part where you are evaluated by 6 people at the
Yeah.
same
Oh,
time, and
that's
then
horrible, right?
everybody like,
They have something to say.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then normally it's like very bad stuff to say
It
to
is.
you. And it's hard because when you start taking a course like this, it's a course for teachers, so everybody there has experience.
Yeah.
And great English and experience. And when you start, you are like, no, okay, I'm not so bad. After the first TP, and especially after the feedback of the first TP, you're like, man, am
Oh,
I
they
doing the right
destroy
thing? Am I
us.
Yeah.
really? Should I change my profession?
They
or
really
something
no
like
no
this?
they rip us a new one.
Yeah.
It's normal, but they're gonna change their minds. You know, when I started, one of the things that they said, oh, you just hope that they will use what you're showing them. You just have to hope.
Yeah.
And then nowadays, of course, I didn't listen to that. You have to force it down their mouths. Otherwise, they're not gonna use it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're taking
you
extra
have to
meat
force
for
it.
Yeah.
We have a very great story to share with you.
Yeah.
What happened yesterday? We had an interview, 2 interviews with not interviews. We made a class watch with the 2 guys that probably will come to be the coordinator.
Oh, nice.
And they have like Celta, CP. They all have like the certifications. Many years in their belt. One of them, he has CELP. He has what else? Celta.
The whole shebang.
Yeah, he has some TESOL ones and train the trainer. Like he's
Nice.
a great guy.
Really cool.
And then he started teaching a student. Yeah.
Well, that was the second class. that
No,
you
but the
saw.
first happened the same thing
Yeah.
with the
But-
girl. Like she was very hard
But who
to
was
teach.
the student? Like
Oh, we
An
used
online
just
student?
like
Random?
a student that we got.
Really?
Yeah.
It was actually a good
Nice.
part, but because she made it really difficult for them.
She made it really
she
difficult.
was not an easy student.
Not at all.
But yeah,
You know that
You know-
that you say, you make a very complex question and she says, yes. Oh,
and like the first 5 minutes, we thought, well, perhaps she's not B level because she was just so not following the flow of the class.
yeah.
And then eventually she would just make perfectly complete sentences with complex vocabulary. And you're like, hang on a minute, you know, you get this. Why are you not cooperating at all? And she was just,
Oh, jeez.
but in the other hand,
And
since
she
it was
answered
an interview-
all the questions
incorrectly.
incorrectly. All of them.
All of it.
jeez.
Like she didn't get anything right.
Anything right. Like there was a text and then read true or false.
Yeah.
Celta
Interpret
way
this
of,
basic
you know,
text.
of teaching.
Yeah.
And then she would just say, oh, it's true. Why? What's the evidence? And then she would read the paragraph. No, it doesn't say that. You know, it does not say even close to that.
But
that you're
it was
claiming.
great to watch because the teacher, well, of course it's an interview, but he was so patient.
He
And
was.
He went, like he nailed the interview in that sense because he really managed a really difficult student, you know. So that was a positive side that she was
Yeah.
so bad because then we saw him at his best, let's say.
Yeah, that's how.
And
it
imagine
is.
if you have a student like that in Celta.
Yes, in Salto it's good.
know,
At least I had good students. Right?
when
Did
you-
Yeah,
when you
usually
are-
they're not like that.
No,
usually.
they're not
No,
like
no.
that.
The problems that I had with my students from Celta was to do with technology because
Yeah.
there was always
Ah.
problem opening the handout
Yeah.
or like turning on or off your camera or microphone. There was just
Or
that.
background noise.
Yeah, there was
or,
nothing to do
But
with
the class
lesson.
itself,
Yeah.
Went smoothly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that didn't.
yesterday I was like, man, congratulations. You know, because you managed a very hard student. She was like, I don't give a shit about this.
Why
This
was she
attitude.
doing it anyway?
I don't know. You know?
Where did you find this?
Yeah, where did you?
Like,
find
I
this
don't give a
You're like
shit.
that.
No, maybe she thought that she was helping us, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna make it
okay,
hard.
being a little bitch.
Yeah. No, that's the thing that I said. Like, we're so lucky. We got the worst student possible. This is great. This is great for an interview.
Because then you get to know like
Yeah.
how he would handle that situation, but it's not easy at all.
We
You
get
know.
some of those. Yeah, they go a completely different way. Yeah, that's the worst thing because when you prepare something and you don't know the student, the first class is horrible
Yeah.
usually, because you don't know the student. You prepare something, he goes the other way, on a completely different direction, and you say, "What the fuck?" If you're not a seasoned professional, you're gonna get lost right there.
Sure.
Yes, and you're gonna lose the student
Sure.
for sure. You gotta be able to adapt. So that's why the teachers, yeah, when they rip us a new asshole, yeah, they go through the same thing. Yes, some of them they don't have this, this. They don't know how to do this balancing act of,
That's true.
yeah. Oh, I'm in a situation that I don't fully understand and control, and they lose it.
Sure.
And then they are ripping us a new asshole when they cannot do that and we can.
Yes, exactly.
It is hard. It is very
Yeah.
hard.
So don't take everything that they say to heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we know that it's their job.
It's their
right?
job
Their
to-
mi- that
yeah, to do that.
moment. So
So, but they were approved, and they're both from São Paulo,
Oh, nice.
right? So we're gonna see if they're gonna come to Goiânia, right? To live here. They are willing to, or if we're gonna do this online for a while,
Yeah.
right?
Might work.
But I think being here it's important, to be with the team. I think it's
yeah, I think it's nice.
Yeah.
I think this is everything is new, like working online for everybody,
Yeah.
right?
it's very new.
It's very new. It started in the pandemic, so
Yeah.
we don't have
2 years.
Yeah, it's 2 years. It's been 2 years. So I think for you, people that have companies and have online companies, it's a bit complicated. You need to know how to manage an online group, and it's not easy because it can get very messy.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's
Talking
easy
about a
to-
team, we see each other once a month.
Yeah, and I think it's great.
Yeah, we see each other once a month. It's nice to do it, but if you like don't see the person like ever, wow.
It's nice to have the sense of belonging to a
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If we're only at home, working from our home, eventually gets a bit tiring.
And having only online meetings can be a little.
Mm-hmm.
Boring.
Boring.
It's boring because we don't interact like we are doing every time we get a presential
Yeah.
meeting, right? It's different.
It is. So let's see.
And you also don't feel like you have to be there. Like sometimes people are just like, oh, I just keep my camera here. I'll turn off the camera for a bit.
Yeah.
And then you're drinking a coffee. Like being in person, you have to act differently.
Yeah, it's different to be around.
And also
person.
like everything that's got done, that has been done in society throughout, I don't know how many thousands of years, it's like this. And then the past 2 years, we're trying to figure out things in a long distance, and we need a longer period of time
Yeah.
to get used to this.
We will,
Yeah.
but not now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the thing about the video, yes, everybody's here is watching us through a video. We kind of forget that this is this is not really happening real time. Yes, you're watching this live, for instance. It's not happening real time. You're actually seeing immediately after we take millions and millions of pictures, you're seeing them in a sequence with audio. But really, you're not seeing the person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
you're seeing
And when it's
lots of pictures.
when it's 1-to-1, I think it's fine,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
when
Group.
you add more people, like 10, 12, 15, it's how do you manage that?
Yeah, you don't.
Like
is
you
hard.
said,
Yeah.
you turn off the camera and then because
You're a different person.
yeah, so
It's a
it's
different
it's not
feeling.
it's not the same. But if it's like 1-to-1, I think it's fine.
Also, the dynamics of conversations, like it's normal that people interrupt each other. And
Mm-hmm.
then you try to get like, oh, I'm just going to finish for Tiago to finish his point, then I'm
Yeah.
going to add something. Like that goes down the drain on a video kind of setting. Because
Yeah.
there is a little bit of delay, a little bit of lag.
Yeah.
And then
It breaks the flow.
you're reading the other person's body language. It doesn't suffice to fulfill this gap feeling. And it's just like so clunky.
It is.
And it doesn't work.
That's why group classes
I don't like it.
online
I don't like it either,
doesn't
yeah.
work.
Doesn't
it has
work,
to be
yeah.
has to be in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's like 3 people, but still.
That's still
Yeah,
still
still.
no, it works. It works, but it's got to be people that you were a little bit more intimate with. Like
Yeah.
complete strangers, and then you have like 2, 3 in a group. It's not gonna work really well because it's like you said. You can read the person's body language,
Body language.
etc. But if you know the person, you can kind of we predict, what the person's gonna do, what the person's gonna be like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you miss teaching presentially?
Well,
I don't.
I still do it, so.
Yeah,
he
you
does.
do it.
Yeah.
It's actually not bad.
No, I
It's
like
because you don't remember.
He
But
teaches
it's,
at
it's not bad.
Jacques Coelho, the
Yeah, the
lawyers.
lawyers.
so he goes there twice a week, right?
Yeah, it's quite. It's
Yeah,
a lot of
it's
fun.
nice, right?
Sometimes I
Fun.
miss it. Sometimes I miss it. Sometimes
No,
I
it's
wonder, like,
good.
should I
You know what I miss? The team. You know, like lots of teachers in the same place.
drinking
Yeah.
coffee
Like
before
in
the
the
class,
school,
is
you know,
complaining about
yeah,
the students.
you know,
Yeah, this
should
is
you
very
bring
nice.
this-
I
This-
miss that too.
Yes,
I
this
miss that too.
interaction is really nice. Like you always have a break, and the other teachers also. So you talk a little, you have a coffee. You know, I
Yeah.
like this. I think this is nice. That's why we need to get an office, right?
Yeah,
So we can go there sometimes to gossip and
Yeah.
Invent.
yeah.
Event.
Yeah, I think like
Drink a beer, you know?
drink a beer like twice a week. Yeah,
Twice a week.
No, sorry, twice a month at least. You know,
Exactly.
or twice a week maybe.
Yeah,
who
we
knows?
go there like on Saturday, you know, Saturday morning,
Yeah.
drink a beer,
drink beer,
record the
talk,
podcast, and
record the podcast, talk, and complain a
it's
little
really
about
nice.
the students.
It's really nice. I think it's necessary, you know.
It's necessary because every time we meet, I'm like, man, I miss this because I
It's-
forget
yeah.
that I miss it. I only remember that I miss it when I'm
that's
around the people. I'm like,
Now you remember
Because
it.
miss it,
think
yeah.
about
You
it, we are
complain
home
about
all
it.
day long,
yeah, alone.
alone, you know.
Yeah.
We're home, so we talk to our students, and that's it.
And that's it.
You know, that's it. Like you're home alone, and then you stop you stop your class, you go there, you drink your coffee, all by yourself,
Yeah.
right? So it's not that great, let's say.
Yeah, it is nice, but it's.
It is nice because you can teach more,
It's lonely
because
sometimes.
it's faster,
Yeah.
right? Like if you have a class at 8, if you wake up at 7:30, fine. You take a shower, you
Yeah.
eat something, you can teach. 6:30, if you have a class at 7, 6:30, it's fine. If you go to the place, at least 7.
Yes, and when a
6:30,
student doesn't show
Yeah.
up in class, you can do something else. Like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym, or I'm gonna
Yeah.
clean something, or I'm gonna, I don't know, do something. You are home, so
No,
you
it's
can do
m-
whatever
it's-
you want
it's-
when the
it's
student
much
doesn't
Like,
show
oh,
up.
I have a free
Really?
one hour now, free. So I'm gonna wash the
Yeah.
dishes.
Yeah, I'm
right?
gonna wash the dishes. Yeah,
But
so-
eventually you miss the people.
yeah,
You know, you miss that. So I think this is important.
There's a cool thing as well, which is a little bit different than teaching from home. It's whenever I'm at the law office, you get there 15 minutes earlier, you prepare everything, you write things on the
Yeah.
board. There's a little bit of like a setup. It's kind of like a
Yeah.
relaxing kind of thing.
It is.
Yeah, it's a relaxed kind of feeling.
After the class, sometimes you talk with the students,
Yeah.
right? A little. It's
Yeah.
nice.
And I love bullying who's late. Like I thought one of the first things they learned is like, sorry teacher, I'm late. I'm like, that's okay. And then there's a limit, and then when they're more than 15 minutes late, then it's like, better late than never, teacher.
Yeah.
Different ways to say
It's a
it.
nice one. I like it.
this is nice.
So it's a good feeling. I would just forget.
It
And
is.
but of course, it's much more practical teaching
Yeah.
from home. Yeah.
Oh,
For us and for the
No,
students
that's
as
more
well.
practical.
Yeah.
For
instance,
students,
and-
for
yeah.
us, yeah.
it's much easier.
And one-on-one, you can focus on what that person really wants. Yeah. In a group, each person has a different idea of
Yeah.
what
So that's
they
why we
really,
have
really
plans
want.
to start making
Yeah.
some events, you know, to get the students to know speak English, and also the teachers. Because like if we meet at least twice a month, I think, you know,
Yeah.
it's nice.
It's nice.
Because at least you see people you know.
And it's gonna be really good for them as well.
Yeah.
Like once or twice a month, you just a happy hour with a bunch of people. Like the rule is no Portuguese allowed.
No Portuguese at
Just
all.
go
Let's
for it.
speak
Yes,
English.
it's
Just go
nice.
for
Drink a
I
beer.
like this. I like
know.
this idea.
I think it's gonna work. So guys, that's it. We gotta go. We have
Yes.
a lot to do
Yes.
today. We have a training the afternoon,
Yeah.
right? Because that's something also very important, right? Keep practicing, keep
Practice.
learning, keep developing. Lots of teachers they forget this,
Yeah.
so they say, "Oh, I'm awesome. I'm the best. I know everything."
I reached the peak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, my friend, you
Unfortunately, we never do. Okay.
Yeah,
I think we
no.
never do.
you're
You
far
never
from
stop
it.
learning.
You know, you're
Yeah.
just a
It
jerk.
never happens.
You're just a jerk.
Just a jerk. That's it. So, guys, thank you very much. If you're a student, you know, thank you for listening. Listen again, because I think listening once it's nice, but twice it will be even better,
Yeah.
right? So you will understand more and, you know, practice. And next week we're back. No, next month. Yeah.
Next month.
No, next week, man.
that's
Yeah,
true.
because we have another one.
Yeah.
So next week we're back with one more. And thank a lot, guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you, guys.
Everyone.
Thank you.
See
It's
you.
very nice.
That's
Thank you.
it.
It was really
Bye-bye.
nice.